then come back to your downward dog from your elbows this time. And we'll do a few dolphin poses. Look in front of your hands. Interlace your fingers. Try to drop your chin down in front of your hands on an exhale and back up on an inhale. Just do that slowly. Exhale down. The slower you move and the greater distance you cover, the more work you get on your arms. Now turn your left arm parallel to the front edge of your mat. Lower your hip down. Do a side plank. Take your right arm and grab yourself around the stomach and feel your external obliques and lower your hips down and back up. You're going to grab that bottom external oblique. That's the one we're working on there. And then back to your dolphin again. Interlace your fingers. And let me show you this. Come down and relax for a minute. So to go from the downward dog from your elbows up, this will strengthen your core without affecting your wrist too. We're going to walk up like this. Try to touch the triceps with the knees and then walk back. The second time we'll walk up and we'll try to jump back. Then we'll try to come up and float, see if we can touch. So start from a downward dog first from your elbows like this. Now just gently walk your knees. Try to put the weight in your toes and let your knees touch your triceps. Just walk up and then walk back slowly. Put most of the weight in your upper body. Now walk up again, let your knees touch your triceps. And this time try to jump back, just kick your feet back. Now try to jump up and see if you can land close to the triceps. It's not easy to do. Okay, back to your downward facing dog. This is the never-ending salutation. Okay, come back to your, straighten your arms out, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, step or jump back up between your hands. Exhale, take your standing forward fold. Bend your knees deep to Utkatasana, gazing up at your palms. Exhale, part the air and come up through it. Take one more salutation on your own, any kind you want. You can be creative. Think of three things. Think of the pace. That's the rate of speed you move. If you move faster, there's more cardio, you sweat more. If you move slower, it's more meditative and you lengthen the breath and calm the mind. So think of the pace. Visualize where you're going before you actually go there and lubricate your practice through your breath. So go ahead and do another one. Anything you want to do, you can do your, keep it basic or do your one-arm handstands. Just think, be conscious when you're practicing. The sun salutation is a representation of different asanas that are woven together with a very musical or artistic link. It's a self-expression of a vinyasa. It can be very basic. It doesn't have to be fancy. Or it could be fancy. Depends on your needs, your desires. In yoga, I think in yoga you can compete with yourself, but try not to compete with other people because then you end up with, well, this person's a winner and that person's a loser. And I think everybody in this class is a winner because you're doing yoga today. So try to let your yoga be self-empowering. And our thoughts can do amazing things to you. We were talking about that in the beginning of class. You can build yourself up. You can beat yourself down. I have a saying that we should listen to our thoughts in the way clouds should listen to the wind. Because you imagine the wind blowing in clouds, they don't have any choice. That's where they're going. That's their destiny. So if you have the negative thoughts, then it's going to take you in that direction. Okay, when you finish, just remain standing. You can watch everybody else that's still practicing until they catch up. You can do more salutations. You can do less salutations. I've been in classes where the whole class was one salutation, just weaving different poses after poses after poses. Or you could just do a few of them and go on to something else. After this salutation, we're going to go into a headstand, shoulder stand. And we use a vinyasa to connect things together. And I encourage you guys to, as much energy as you have, to try to sample the different classes. And you don't have to go all out in each class, or then you're going to be pooped for the next class. So just try to sample the different teachers. They all have something very magical to add. Okay, place your hands over your heart. We'll do a more powerful vinyasa to the floor. We did a soft one coming up. Inhale, lift your arms up over your head. Exhale, take your standing forward fold. Step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale back to downward facing dog. And then just come up to rest onto your knees and relax for a moment. So the headstand, for a lot of people, this is very, very challenging. For other people, maybe not so much. There's a couple precautions. If you have a floating retina, if you have glaucoma, or extreme high blood pressure, or injury to your neck, pregnancy, these are all little precautions. You have to make your own decisions on this. I found out some years ago that a lot of people, anatomically, their neck is longer in proportion to the length of their arms. And a good solution to that is everybody has a yoga mat these days, these modern inventions. If you roll your yoga mat up a little bit like that, if you have a lot of pressure on your head and headstand, and you try this, you put your elbows here and lift up like this, it takes a lot of that pressure off your head. But maybe that's not relevant to you. So there's different stages here. The first thing is it's easier to do a headstand like this for beginners, but you're always going to have 30% of the weight on your head. So try this. Interlace your fingers, put your hands behind your head, pull your elbows in, and if the elbows come all the way out, you lose a lot of that stability. We're trying to form a little triangle. But if there's still too much pressure on your head and you're new to this, don't commit to it. You could just do this. Put your head down and just bend one knee into your chest and come back down. I'll show you really quickly in here. May I bore you for a second? Do you do headstand?